Jack wiped his hands on a rag, leaving streaks of oil across his stained overalls. The workshop smelled of metal, fuel, and a faint scent of ozone from the tools he had just used. Starship parts were scattered across the floor, some neatly stacked, some lying in chaotic piles. He sighed and looked out of the wide view screen that showed the space station's docking bay. It had been another quiet day, like most days, with a few small human-made ships coming in for repairs. Earth humans were rare here, far from their homeworld, and most of the people in the station were aliens of various shapes and sizes. Yet, somehow, Jack had made a name for himself. He was clever, patient, and capable. Aliens respected skill, and he had that in abundance. Jack rubbed his chin and thought about his life. He was far from the adventures he had dreamed of as a child. He had imagined soaring through space in a ship of his own making, exploring unknown worlds. Instead, he was fixing small engines and broken thrusters for traders who barely looked at him beyond his human appearance. Then the quiet was broken. A low hum filled the docking bay, followed by a metallic shudder. Jack's eyes widened. He turned from the view screen to the entrance as a strange, sleek ship floated toward the dock. It was unlike anything he had seen before. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, and soft lights pulsed across its hull in a rhythmic pattern. Jack's heartbeat quickened. This was no ordinary ship. Something about it felt alive. The ship landed awkwardly, tilting slightly as its landing gear adjusted. A hiss of released air and a flash of sparks accompanied its touch on the platform. Jack instinctively grabbed his toolkit and ran toward the dock. A door slid open, silent and smooth. Out stepped a figure that made Jack pause. She was tall, taller than any human he had seen, with skin that shimmered softly in the light. Her eyes glowed like twin stars, calm yet full of intelligence. She moved with grace, each step measured and confident, though there was a subtle tension in her stance. Jack swallowed. Hello, he said, unsure what else to say. The alien woman turned her luminous eyes toward him. She spoke in a melodic language, a series of musical tones that made the air feel alive. A small device at her waist beeped and translated her words into the station's common language. My ship is damaged. I need repair. Time is short. Jack's eyes traveled over the ship again. The hull had scratches, faint burns, and one panel was slightly bent. Sparks flickered near the engine core. It was serious, but it was not impossible. I can help, Jack said, keeping his voice steady. I've fixed a lot of ships. Yours looks different, but I'll take a look. I think I can repair it. The alien woman nodded slowly. You will succeed, yes? My journey depends on it. Jack hesitated. He was good. Yes. But her ship was not just another freighter or transport vessel. He had never seen technology like this. The ship seemed alive in a way that no human ship ever had. Lights responded to her presence. Panels moved slightly as if adjusting to her thoughts. It was advanced, beyond anything he could have imagined, but he liked a challenge. And humans, he knew, were clever. He had solved problems before that others thought impossible. I'll do it, he said with quiet confidence. It might take a while, but I'll get your ship running again. The alien woman's lips curved, just slightly, in a gesture that could have been a smile. You are brave, human, and skillful. Help me, and your reward will be beyond measure. Jack blinked. Reward? Trust, respect, knowledge, something you cannot imagine. She paused. But first, repair. Jack nodded. He felt a spark of excitement. This was the kind of work he had dreamed about, the kind that made him feel alive. He led her toward his workshop, his mind already racing with ideas on how to approach the repair. The ship's core was delicate and strange. Jack studied the diagrams Lyria had provided, translated into symbols he could understand. This was more than just mechanical work. It was a puzzle, a combination of mechanics, energy flow, and what looked like living circuits. The ship seemed to respond to thoughts and intentions. Jack's careful hands hovered above the panels. One wrong move, and it could shut down completely. Over the next hours, Jack cleaned the hull, removed damaged components, and studied the energy flow patterns. Sparks flew occasionally, and he ducked just in time. Lyria watched silently, sometimes tilting her head as if analyzing his methods. "You are precise," she said finally. "Few can handle this." Jack smiled faintly. "Precision is my thing. Patience, too. Humans have to learn to make do with less. Sometimes, that makes us cleverer than the rich tech around us." Lyria tilted her head, her glowing eyes reflecting the ship's lights. "Humans. Clever. Yes. Perhaps that is why you survive among stars that are too vast for your kind." Jack chuckled. "I guess we find a way. We always do." As the day turned into night, Jack worked tirelessly. He repaired damaged circuits with alien alloy he barely understood. He reconnected energy flows, ensuring the ship would function without overloading. He was careful but curious, noting the way the ship reacted to his touch. Sometimes it vibrated gently, almost like it was alive. Other times, panels shimmered, as if acknowledging his presence. During a short break, Jack sat with Lyria outside the ship, looking at the stars. She didn't speak much, but she did share glimpses of her world. A place of floating cities, oceans that glowed with bioluminescent life, and skies filled with creatures that danced with the wind. Jack told her about earth forests, mountains, oceans, and people who built machines, explored the stars, and survived challenges even greater than any alien might imagine. He spoke of human curiosity and persistence, how people could solve problems when others gave up. Lyria listened intently, her glowing eyes reflecting admiration. "Your people. Small, fragile, yet strong. Clever in ways many are not. Perhaps that is why you persist. Human." Jack felt a surge of pride. Few humans ever heard such words from an alien, let alone one from a faraway advanced civilization. He realized that what he considered ordinary curiosity, persistence, cleverness, was rare and valuable here. The work continued late into the night. Jack faced several challenges. One energy conduit refused to connect properly. Another panel's interface seemed to react to emotion, flickering unpredictably. Jack had to remain calm, think logically, and improvise. He combined human techniques with alien technology, creating solutions no alien had attempted. "Interesting," Lyria said as she observed him. "You are inventive. Few can blend methods so seamlessly." Jack smiled, a little proud. "Humans survive by figuring out the impossible. Sometimes it works. Sometimes, well, you try again." By the time dawn approached, the major repairs were done. The ship hummed with quiet energy. No sparks. No warning signals. Jack stepped back, exhausted but satisfied. Lyria approached, her luminous eyes fixed on him. "You have done well, human. Few could manage what you have done." Jack wiped sweat from his brow. "I've done well because I had to. You can't just patch a ship like yours with normal methods. You have to understand it." The alien woman extended a hand toward him, not touching, just hovering. A small pulse of light traveled from her hand to his chest, warm and gentle. "Your understanding, your patience. It is rare. I offer you thanks, and soon, your reward will come. But first, continue to rest. Tomorrow, there will be more tests before my journey continues." Jack nodded. He felt proud, but also curious. Reward beyond measure? Knowledge and tools from an advanced civilization? His mind raced with possibilities. As he settled into a chair, Jack looked at the ship one more time. He had repaired it. He had succeeded where most would have failed. And he realized something profound. Humans were capable of incredible things, even in worlds that seemed far beyond their reach. All it took was skill, patience, and determination. And perhaps a little curiosity. Jack fell asleep, dreaming of stars, distant planets, and adventures he had never imagined. Adventures that now seemed possible, because humans, after all, could rise to meet any challenge. The soft hum of the repaired ship filled the workshop as Jack wiped his hands on a rag. For the first time since the alien woman had arrived, he felt a quiet sense of accomplishment. Yet, deep inside, he knew the real challenge was not over. The major repairs were complete. Yes, but the ship's systems were intricate, more like a living organism than a machine. Every connection, every energy pulse, required careful balance. One misstep could reverse the progress he had made. Lyria watched him from the edge of the workshop, her luminous eyes reflecting the gentle glow of the ship's hull. She stood with the poise of someone used to control, yet there was a hint of curiosity in her gaze. She had traveled many light years, visited countless worlds, and yet here she was, observing a human work. "You approach this differently than most," she said. Her melodic voice converted through the translator. "Most would attempt to force the systems, to bend them to their will. You understand." Jack chuckled softly. "Understanding is half the battle. You can't just force things. You have to listen, figure out how they work, then help them along. That applies to machines and people." Lyria's eyes brightened slightly, as if she appreciated the deeper meaning behind his words. "Humans. Your species is small in stature, yet clever beyond measure. Perhaps this is why you survive in worlds not built for you." Jack smiled, brushing a hand over a panel. The metallic surface shimmered in response, almost like it recognized his touch. "We have to. Otherwise we don't make it. Curiosity helps too. If you're not curious, you won't solve problems." For the next several hours, Jack continued to work on the ship's systems. The task was like a puzzle, one that constantly changed shape. Lyria's vessel was alive in a way he had never experienced. Panels shifted slightly as if breathing. Circuits seemed to hum in response to attention. Energy flows pulsed, sometimes strengthening, sometimes fading, in direct response to his movements and decisions. Jack took a deep breath and adjusted the main energy conduit. Sparks danced faintly, then settled into a steady hum. He glanced at Lyria. She was watching him intently, her head tilted, her glowing eyes reflecting pride, or perhaps admiration. "You adapt quickly," she said. "Many of my kind would have failed by now. Few could combine foreign technology with our systems and succeed." Jack shrugged modestly. "I've always liked a challenge. And humans, we're good at figuring things out when nothing else works." Lyria's soft glow flickered in a way that reminded Jack of sunlight reflecting on water. "Indeed. You are inventive. That is a quality my people often admire from a distance, yet rarely witness firsthand. Humans are rare visitors among stars, yet your presence matters." Jack felt a surge of pride. Rare visitors or not, humans had always relied on their wits to survive. And here, on the edge of a trade route, far from Earth, his wits were making a difference. As he worked, Jack noticed subtle features of the ship that fascinated him. The hull seemed to be semi-organic, with thin channels resembling veins running beneath the surface. Lights pulsed softly along these channels, synchronizing with the energy cores he had repaired. He realized the ship responded not just to technical fixes but to intent. Calm, careful adjustments resulted in smooth operation, while rushed or anxious movements caused energy fluctuations. Jack took a step back and studied it. "This isn't just a ship," he murmured. "It's alive, in a way humans never imagined. I've fixed machines before, but never one that feels like it's thinking along with me." Lyria tilted her head, as if considering his words. "You understand more than many engineers of my kind. Perhaps humans possess qualities that cannot be replicated by advanced technology alone. Adaptability, intuition, creativity." Jack grinned. "Yeah, that sounds about right. We survive by thinking differently, not by just following instructions." Hours passed. the workshop filled with quiet hums, soft beeps, and occasional bursts of energy. Jack faced one particularly tricky challenge, a quantum stabilizer that regulated the ship's core energy. The stabilizer reacted to thoughts and feelings rather than physical adjustments. Jack realized he had to remain calm, focused, and confident. Anxiety or doubt could destabilize the entire system. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and imagined the flow of energy, guiding it gently like water through a channel. Slowly, the stabilizer aligned. Lights pulsed steadily. The ship's hum grew softer, more harmonious. Jack opened his eyes and exhaled with relief. Lyria's glowing eyes brightened. Impressive. Few could manage such a task. Few could sense the flow of energy and adjust without forcing it. Jack laughed quietly. Guess I've got a knack for it. Humans are good at making the impossible work, even with limited tools. We just figure things out. The two of them spent the next day exchanging stories. Jack told Lyria about Earth, its oceans, mountains, forests, and cities. He spoke of humans' curiosity, their drive to explore, and their tendency to solve problems even in the most unlikely situations. Lyria listened. Fascinated, she shared tales of her world, a planet of floating cities above oceans that glowed in the dark, skies filled with creatures that danced on the wind, and knowledge preserved for millennia in crystalline archives. Jack was enthralled, not just by the beauty, but by the way her civilization valued understanding, creativity, and harmony. You speak of humanity with pride, Lyria said. And yet, your people are often underestimated in the galaxy. Perhaps it is this very quality being underestimated that allows you to succeed. Jack smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. Maybe. We learn to survive, and sometimes that makes us stronger than anyone expects. Over the next several days, Jack faced one technical challenge after another. The ship's biomechanical interface was delicate. Even the smallest misstep could trigger a feedback loop. Panels shifted unpredictably, energy conduits required constant attention, and every repair demanded a blend of technical skill and intuition. At one point, Jack discovered a small problem hidden deep within the ship's core: a quantum resonance misalignment. The device that controlled it responded only to thought patterns, almost like a lock that needed the correct mental key. Jack concentrated, letting his mind focus, and slowly realigned the resonance. The core hummed with perfect stability. You are extraordinary, Lyria said softly. I have witnessed many engineers, yet none can work with our systems as you do. Few could even attempt it without failure. Jack shrugged modestly. I just think differently. I don't see problems as impossible. I see them as puzzles to solve. You give me the tools. I figure out how to use them. The bond between Jack and Lyria grew stronger as they continued working. They learned to understand each other's perspectives, blending human ingenuity with alien precision. Jack admired her calm and wisdom, while she appreciated his creativity, resourcefulness, and unshakable determination. One evening, as the twin suns of the nearby star set outside the workshop window, Jack stepped back from the ship. The panels glowed gently, energy flows smooth, and the vessel thrummed with life. It was not just repaired, it seemed to thrive under his care. You have done more than repair my ship, Lyria said, her voice melodic and calm. You have restored it, with understanding and care. Few could achieve this. Jack felt a swell of pride. It's not just the hands, though. It's the thinking, the patience, and the willingness to try new ways. Humans, we thrive on that. Lyria's eyes reflected admiration. Indeed. Your people are clever, inventive, and brave. Perhaps this is why humans endure. Even in places not built for you. You have earned my respect. And, eventually, your reward. Jack's curiosity sparked again. Reward? She smiled faintly. Patience, human. All will be revealed. For now, rest. Tomorrow, we will prepare for the final systems check before I continue my journey. Jack nodded, feeling excitement ripple through him. He had repaired the ship, solved puzzles that no alien had attempted, and formed a connection with someone from a civilization far beyond his own. Yet the thought of a reward, something beyond material wealth, perhaps knowledge or opportunity, kept him awake with anticipation. As he settled into a chair, Jack looked around the workshop. Tools, wires, and alien parts were scattered everywhere, a testament to his effort. But more importantly, they were a testament to human skill, creativity, and determination. No matter how small or underestimated humans might be, they could rise to challenges that even advanced civilizations found difficult. Jack leaned back, gazing at the softly glowing ship. Tomorrow promised the final tests. If everything went well, he would not only witness the ship take flight again, but perhaps also discover what extraordinary reward awaited him. And as he drifted to sleep, he felt a quiet certainty. Humans, despite their limitations, could achieve incredible things when they put their minds to it. In the vastness of space, intelligence, creativity, and patience mattered more than size, strength, or advanced technology alone. Jack's dreams were filled with stars, humming engines, and the possibility of adventures that no human had yet experienced. He had fixed the impossible, earned the respect of an alien from a distant world, and taken the first step toward a future that promised wonder, discovery, and a reward that would change his life. The first rays of light from the nearby binary star system shimmered across the docking bay, casting a soft glow on the repaired ship. Jack stretched his arms, feeling the fatigue of long hours spent repairing, adjusting, and testing the alien vessel. Despite the exhaustion, he felt a sense of quiet pride. Every panel hummed correctly, every energy flow pulsed in harmony, and the ship seemed alive. It waited patiently, as though aware of the moment it would finally be ready to depart. Lyria approached him, her luminous eyes reflecting the golden light. She moved with the same grace she had shown the first day, yet now there was warmth in her gaze. "The ship is prepared. You have done more than I could have expected, human. It is ready to continue its journey." Jack nodded, feeling a mixture of pride and anticipation. It's been a challenge, that's for sure. But seeing it all working, it makes everything worth it. Lyria extended her hand, hovering it just above his shoulder. A faint pulse of light passed from her to him, a gesture of acknowledgement, respect, and trust. You have not only repaired a vessel, you have understood it. Few beings could do this. Few could combine human ingenuity with alien technology and succeed. Jack felt warmth at her words. Thanks. I just try to think differently. That's how humans get things done. For a moment, the workshop was silent except for the ship's soft hum. Then Lyria spoke again. Now, human, I must offer you the reward I promised. Not a trinket, nor material wealth. Something far greater: knowledge, opportunity, and trust. Jack blinked. Knowledge and trust? Lyria's luminous eyes brightened. I can give you access to information and technology from my people. Devices that can aid your understanding of space, energy, and life itself. And more importantly, the opportunity to explore beyond the worlds humans currently inhabit. Few have this chance. Jack's mind raced. You mean, I could travel with you? Perhaps, Lyria said, a faint smile touching her lips. If you choose. But for now, the choice is yours. You have proven your skill, your patience, and your courage. Humans are rare in the galaxy, and yet you have shown what your kind is capable of. You may take knowledge, tools, and guidance from my civilization, or remain here and continue your work among the stars of your own people. The choice is yours. Jack felt a rush of excitement and humility. He had never imagined that simply repairing a ship could lead to something so extraordinary. His hands, which had worked tirelessly for days, had not only fixed a vessel, they had opened a door to the galaxy itself. He glanced at the ship, now glowing softly under the rising suns. The energy flows hummed perfectly, each pulse in harmony with the other. I think I want to take the chance, he said. I want to learn, explore, and see what humans are capable of out there. Lyria's glow seemed to brighten. Then it is decided. But first, you must understand the tools and knowledge I offer. This is not simply a ship or a device. It is a way to expand your understanding of the universe. You must learn to respect it, to work with it, and to think in ways even humans rarely attempt. Jack nodded eagerly. He stepped closer, his hands brushing a control panel that pulsed lightly in response. Lyria guided him, showing how energy flowed through the vessel, how systems responded to thought and intention, and how humans could integrate their problem-solving skills with alien technology. Hours passed as Jack learned. He experimented, adjusted, and discovered. His natural curiosity and adaptability allowed him to grasp concepts quickly. He realized that humans, despite their small size and limited resources compared to alien civilizations, had an advantage: creativity, intuition, and resilience. He could combine those qualities with the advanced knowledge Lyria offered to achieve remarkable things. Finally, Lyria stepped back. You are ready, human. Your understanding is sufficient to operate this ship safely. You have proven your worth, not only to me but to the galaxy. Jack smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment unlike anything he had experienced. I never imagined I'd get this far. Not just fixing a ship, but this. Lyria's eyes seemed to shine with pride. You have shown that humans are more than small, fragile beings. You are capable, inventive, and courageous. That is why you have earned this reward. Not because of strength, but because of your mind and heart. Jack felt a warmth in his chest. The acknowledgement from someone from such a faraway, advanced civilization was more valuable than any treasure. Humans had always relied on ingenuity and courage, and here, that very same human quality had been recognized and respected across the stars. The workshop doors slid open, revealing the vast expanse of space beyond the docking bay. The stars gleamed like diamonds, and the planet below glowed softly in the early morning light. Lyria gestured toward the ship. It is time for me to continue my journey. And you may choose to join or return to your own path. But know this: you are always welcome among the stars. Jack took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of excitement and awe. He had spent years dreaming of space, of adventure, of doing something meaningful. Now, the opportunity was here, offered not because of wealth or status, but because humans had the ability to rise to challenges, to think creatively, and to act with patience and care. I'll come, Jack said finally, his voice steady. I want to see what humans can do out there. I want to learn and explore. Lyria nodded. Then let us begin. Together, they moved into the ship. Jack marveled at the controls, the subtle lights, and the panels that seemed to respond to his touch. He felt a connection to the vessel, not just as a pilot but as someone who had cared for it, repaired it, and understood its rhythms. The engines hummed softly, then grew stronger. Energy flowed smoothly through every channel. Jack felt the ship respond to his presence, a gentle acknowledgement of trust. Lyria guided him through the final systems checks, ensuring that every function was stable. Finally, the moment came. The docking bay cleared. The ship's hull pulsed with readiness. Lyria gave Jack a small nod, and together they activated the main engines. With a smooth hum and a gentle lift, the ship rose from the platform. The stars ahead seemed to welcome them, as if recognizing the human who had earned his place among them. Jack felt exhilaration like never before. The vastness of space stretched out in front of him. Planets, stars, and distant nebulae glimmered in the darkness, and he realized something profound. Humans, despite their small beginnings, had the ability to thrive, create, and make a difference even in a galaxy filled with civilizations far older and more advanced. You did well, Lyria said, her voice calm yet filled with warmth. You have shown that humans are capable of more than many believe. This is only the beginning of what you can achieve. Jack smiled, feeling pride and humility at once. Thanks. I think I'm ready for whatever comes next. Lyria's ship adjusted its course, moving smoothly through the stars. Jack glanced at the control panels, feeling a deep sense of connection not just to the ship, but to the possibilities it represented. Knowledge, exploration, and the chance to prove what humans could do awaited him. Hours turned into days as Jack learned more about the ship's capabilities. Lyria shared information about distant worlds, energy systems, and civilizations. Jack absorbed it all, combining his human creativity with alien knowledge. Each day, he realized that humans had a unique advantage: the ability to adapt, to invent, and to find solutions where others saw only limits. And as they traveled, Jack also discovered the joy of companionship. Lyria's calm wisdom balanced his curiosity and determination. They shared stories, observations, and moments of quiet wonder. He felt a connection not just with her, but with the galaxy itself. A reminder that humans could thrive when they were willing to think, learn, and act. Finally, after weeks of travel and learning, Lyria spoke again. "You have earned your place among the stars, human. You have proven skill, courage, and patience. Your people, though small, are remarkable. You are a reminder that even in a galaxy of great civilizations, humans can rise and shine." Jack felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had started as a mechanic in a small workshop, far from Earth, repairing a ship that seemed impossible to fix. Now, he was a traveler, an explorer, and a student of the stars. He had learned that humans could achieve extraordinary things not through power or technology alone, but through ingenuity, patience, and the courage to try. As the ship glided toward distant worlds, Jack realized that the reward Lyria had promised was far greater than he could have imagined. It was not gold, fame, or material wealth. It was knowledge, trust, opportunity, and the chance to prove what humans were truly capable of. And in that moment, Jack understood something profound. Humanity, no matter how small or underestimated, could leave a mark on the universe one act of ingenuity at a time. The stars stretched before him, endless and full of possibility. And Jack, the human mechanic who had repaired an alien ship, was ready to explore them all.